And Alan Dershowitz says that he would not have supported Barack Obama, let alone campaigned for him, had he known about the photograph of Obama and Farrakhan smiling taken at some black congressional caucus event. Isn't it interesting how Dershowitz says that he would not have voted for him? Also threatened to leave the party if Keith Ellison became chair of the DNC. Keith Ellison is the far left-wing congressman from Minneapolis who ran for the DNC job and lost out to Perez. It's really interesting. This hatred and reaction, this visceral disdain for Trump. I'm speaking here at Hillsdale College, and people are asking me over and over again, what is it? What is it? What is it? And I said, it's Trump derangement syndrome. And I said, that's not an original expression. It was used during the Bush administration. I think it was Charles Krauthammer who came up with that. But it's the same thing, except worse. With George W. Bush, at least the war was going on. And you had something that you could point to if you didn't like the Iraq War. But in Trump's case, he's made racist statements. My goodness. President's curse. My last column, which is up on LarryElder.com, talks about that. LBJ cursed, said all sorts of vulgar things. Nixon cursed, said all sorts of vulgar things. Jack Kennedy referred to the countries in Africa as boogie republics. I mentioned that to you before. I talked to you about his disgusting treatment of Sammy Davis Jr., who put his career on hold, campaigned for him, even put his marriage on hold because Davis was about ready to marry a white woman and felt that in 1960 it would hurt Kennedy's chances. So he put off the wedding until after Kennedy was successfully elected. And then guess who got disinvited to the inaugural because he married a white woman? Sammy Davis. And the disinvitation so angered Frank Sinatra that he essentially ended his friendship with Jack Kennedy. Nobody talks about that, do they? All right, let's talk about this California teacher. Now, it's not just a California teacher. He also serves on city council. And in a kind of a rant to students, and the reason for the rant is that one student shows up with a Marine T-shirt. And apparently the teacher, Gregory Salcido, current member of the Pico Rivera City Council, was not happy about that. And here is what this teacher said. Number 14, please.
Electricity. We had all our freaking night vision goggles, all that kind of stuff, and we can't freaking control these dudes wearing freaking robes and chanclas. Because we got a bunch of dumb Think about the people who you know are over there. Your freaking stupid Uncle Louie or whatever. They're dumb. They're not like high-level thinkers. They're not academic people. They're not intellectual people. They're the freaking lowest of our low. Not morally. You know, I'm not saying they make bad moral decisions. Just they're not talented people. That's why I care when presidents always says we have the best military in the world. Presidents will all say that, whether it was Obama, whether it's anybody. I was like, no, we don't. The data is in. We don't have a good military. We haven't been able to beat these guys wearing freaking robes and chanclas for 15 years. And you're telling me we couldn't beat the Vietnamese? There are a bunch of people this freaking big going rice at us. Couldn't beat them. We haven't been able to beat anyone since World War II because we had a bomb. We didn't get to Hitler first. The Russians got to Hitler first. We don't. Like it's a lie that our military is. I think I always crack up. How come when you go to like Rose Bowl, Dodger opening day, why after the national anthem do we have a killing machine fly over the stadium? You know, the stealth bomber comes in, everyone's like, yeah, that's what we kill people with. Woo! Like, why would that be something we celebrate? And everyone's like, I don't get it. Anyway, there's enough to go. Yeah. Don't wear that in here again. You wear that in here.
He told this student, don't wear that in here. Unbelievable. My friend Joseph is a police officer, also served in Desert Storm. He sent me a text about this guy. Quote, 27 years ago, I, along with other Marines, were in a fight for our lives against Iraqi tanks, infantry, and armored vehicles. 11 of my friends were blown to pieces. They were some of the smartest, most honorable men you could meet. This piece of blank has no business being in a classroom, or on city council. Close quote. Number 15, please.
So, if you join the military, it's because you have no other options. Because you didn't take care of business academically, because your parents didn't love you enough to push you, and then you didn't love yourself enough to push yourself, which isn't even that hard. It's not even that hard. You just have to focus a little bit. You don't even have to work hard. You just have to focus. And you didn't do it. So now you're thinking, no, my parents aren't nice to do something. And then your parents even encourage it sometimes. Because they want to get you off of there. So they want to get your grandma and grandpa off of their ass because their grandson's a piece of shit. And they want the neighbors to think that you're okay. They, oh, Johnny joined the military. Oh, that's great, man, great. That's just so they can get you out of their hair for 2 or 3 or 4 or 6 years. But someone's going to tell you when to get up, when to go to sleep, what to eat, what to wear, when you can call home, when you can go home for 3 days. Why would anyone ever sign up for that? And then they go, well, they're going to pay for my military. They're going to pay for my education. Are you aware you have a GPA of 0.0? You're not a student, dude. What makes you think all of a sudden you're going to get turned down to education? You don't give a education. But you say that just to get people off your back. Most people will actually get off your back. I won't. I'll freaking come on you freaking harder. So I'm like, you can bull yourself all you want, man. I don't have any obligation to freaking sit here and listen to your freaking. Don't go to the freaking house. Don't freaking. Some of you guys are still going to go there. Like, I'm not listening. And people who love you are going to encourage you to go. Because you're going to be desperate. You're going to need to jump out of the 100-story window because you have no other option. And that's it. Why are you wearing that green shirt? I thought you were going to college.
I am. I just had the shirt.
Well, what if you had a shirt that says "I love you"? Would you wear that? No? That's where you draw the limit? Hey, man. Like, why would you wear something that you can't freaking support? Like, don't ever wear that again. Don't ever wear it here. If you wear it here, I'm gonna get it. As soon as I go, all right. Think of that. All right.
If you're just now joining us, that was Gregory Salcido, a current member of Pico Rivera City Council, telling his high school students that people who join the military are the lowest of the low. They are freaking lowest of the low. I'm Larry Elder.
You're listening to The Larry Elder Show.